The art of public speaking is a beautiful one, and that's exactly why in this week's episode of Master Talk, I'm going to be covering exactly why I love it so much. Hi everyone. I hope you're having a fantastic week. Brendan from Master Talk here, your go-to channel to mastering your talk. And on this week's episode, I'll be covering the three things I absolutely love about public speaking and why you should too. My hope with this video is that you don't see public speaking just as a chore, but rather as something grandiose, something worth achieving so that when you do and you master your talk, you'll be able to reap in the benefits. So let's get into it. Number one, the biggest advantage of any public speaker, especially someone who's mastered the craft, is that any idea that they say or communicate connects with everyone or most of the audience in the room. Think about it this way. If I was a terrible public speaker, why would you listen to my videos every week? If I can't preach what I teach, at the end of the day, my ideas, which is that everyone can be a great public speaker, won't connect with you. In a similar regard, if you master public speaking, you'll be able to communicate any idea that you have. Whether it's a research thesis, whether it's raising money for charity, or whether it's something that you want to teach to people, it's much easier to do it. And another thing I like to talk about is I don't care what anybody says. Social media is great, texts are great with friends, even phone calls are awesome. But at the end of the day, nothing beats an in-person connection. That's why by connecting directly with your audience and by being an amazing public speaker, they'll be able to buy into them, get excited about your ideas, and share them with the world. I also like talking about charity in more detail here. Let's say you wanted to raise money for charity and you're very passionate about a social issue. If you communicate that passion in a way that's not interesting, in a way that you don't look at the screen, in a way that you don't look at your audience, they won't get excited. They won't want to buy into you. But if you do the same exact presentation in a riveting fashion, in a passionate way, with no ums and ahs, with a bunch of silences, and with a great way to communicate your message, a lot more people will be excited and you'll be able to raise more money for the charity and the cause that you care about. That's why public speaking has a lot of intrinsic benefits to improving the way that you communicate with your audience, but also achieving the results that you want. That's why by mastering your talk, you'll be able to connect with your ideas much better and use that connection to connect the dots with your audience. Number two, public speaking, much like leadership, it's not something you're born with. It's something that you learn, and that's why I love public speaking so much. You know, if you think about all the Olympians or people who play professional in the NBA or the NHL, we play sports casually, right? Like, take me as an example. I could play soccer, basketball, hockey, you name it. But the thing is that I can spend my whole life practicing a sport and I can be really good at it. But I know based on my physical capabilities as a person that I'll never make the professional leagues and I'll never make the top of the height. Why? Because I just don't have some of the raw talent that I need to be an NBA player or to be the next Kobe Bryant or to be the next LeBron James. I just don't have the physical capabilities of doing so. And that's because I wasn't born with that, which is unfortunate, but hey, that's reality. But here's the beauty of public speaking. The beauty is you don't need to be good. There's absolutely no correlation between what you're actually born with as a skill and what you actually do in public speaking. 4 years ago, I wasn't that great at public speaking, but I worked at it. I did hundreds of presentations. I practiced my face off. I mastered ums and ahs. I mastered silences and all of the other things I teach in this channel so that the day came where I was now able to teach it to other people. The amazing thing about public speaking is that if you put in the time, you will get what you sow. You will become a great public speaker. And that is a great thing about the craft that I love so much. Number three, this is a very underrated skill, but being great at public speaking actually opens the doors to meeting people that you never would have thought meeting. It's the ultimate connector. Let me explain what I mean by this. Last week, when I was giving a session about public speaking to an audience, because I'm good at it and I'm able to teach this subject in a way that most people aren't able to teach it, what generally happens is people are impressed by you. They're impressed by the way that you communicate. They're like, wow, look at Brendan. Look at Sasha, look at Julia. They're so great at public speaking. I feel inspired by them. So what generally happens after the session is that people come up to you and talk about their lives, which means you get to meet a bunch of people that you never would have met otherwise. Like I recently met a UX designer who worked at a bank, and this is someone I never would have met or had the opportunity to meet if I didn't go to that workshop and give it. And that is another great thing about public speaking, is that it'll open the doors to people you never had the chance to connect with. And with all of these components, I believe that public speaking is something that you should fall in love with. Because public speaking, by mastering that craft, you'll be able to be the ultimate connector. You'll be able to master public speaking, provided you put the work in, and you'll be able to share your ideas with everybody in a way that inspires them to do better as well. And that is the final thing I want to leave you with. By being an amazing public speaker, I guarantee you that you'll be able to inspire at least one person in that room to master public speaking as well. And that is the fortune that I've had in having MasterTalk and doing this channel and giving workshops, is that I'm inspiring other people to learn public speaking as well. So that when you're awesome at public speaking, inspire everyone else to be great at it too. And that doesn't just mean public speaking. That means every skill or every idea that you're trying to teach as well. And that's a wrap for this week's episode. If you enjoyed this week's episode of Master Talk, be sure to smash that like button and subscribe to the YouTube channel as well to see more videos like this. And I'll leave you with this. If you know one person that is working hard towards public speaking, but isn't seeing the direct benefit, they don't understand why public speaking is so important, be sure to send them this video so that they'll be one step closer to mastering their talk. Take care, everyone. Have a fantastic week, and I'll see you next week. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.